Democrats gamble for Lauren Boebert's seat. Democrats are making a pricey gamble in hopes of winning GOP Representative Lauren Boebert's seat in Colorado, which she is not running for this year. Adam Frisch, the Democrat who stunned Republicans when he challenged and almost defeated Boebert for her seat 2 years ago, and his super PAC have spent about $500,000 in a bid to help a right-wing Republican candidate win the GOP primary in the state's 3rd congressional district. Ron Hanks, a former state representative and election denier backed by the Colorado Republican Party, is running a crowded field against Jeff Hurd, a political newcomer who has emerged as the top contender for the GOP nomination. If Hanks can manage to clinch the nomination instead of Hurd, it would give Frisch, who is running unopposed in the Democratic primary, an easier opponent in November. Newsweek reached out to Hanks via his campaign website for comment. Hurd won't say where he is on abortion, the Second Amendment, or building the wall, a television ad paid for by Frisch's campaign said. Hurd won't even say who he voted for in 2016, in 2020, or who he supports for president now. All we really do know about Jeff Hurd is he's financed by out-of-state corporate money. Lots of corporate money. The risky strategy isn't new. In the 2022 midterms, Democrats spent more than $43 million helping election deniers win their elections in hopes that it would improve their odds in the general election. And just like as the move earned a backlash last time around, Frisch's decision to meddle in the Republican primaries has also brought criticism, including from Hurd. He has called it another dirty political ploy in a long line of election interference run by the left. Adam ought to condemn such dirty tricks, caring about our electoral culture instead of his crass attempt at power, Nick Bayer, a spokesperson for Hurd's campaign, told Newsweek. We all know this desperate attempt to shake the Republican primary is because Adam knows Jeff is the only Republican who will beat him in a general election matchup, Bayer continued. Jeff is the only one who will hold the seat for Republicans, assisting Republicans, in order to maintain control. And up until December, Colorado's 3rd district was poised to be a rematch between Frisch and Boebert, who won re-election in 2022 by only 546 votes in a GOP stronghold. Frisch was expected to benefit from a flood of donations that came with challenging one of the nation's most prominent conservative firebrands and well-known MAGA figures. But Boebert announced at the end of last year that she would switch districts for this year's election and run in the more conservative-leaning 4th, which was being vacated by Representative Ken Buck. The move has left Frisch vulnerable in a contest against a more centrist Republican. Such an opponent would have more appeal among Colorado voters who hold conservative values but do not want to support a controversial GOP candidate like Boebert. Hurd has far outpaced his GOP rivals in terms of money, raising over $1 million, more than half that of his closest competitor. He also has secured major endorsements, including support from Boebert's predecessor, former Interior Secretary Gail Norton, former Veterans Affairs Secretary Jim Nicholson, and former Senator Hank Brown. I do think that who wins that primary will determine if that is a competitive election or not, Republican strategist Dick Wadhams told CBS News. Ron Hanks is so far out of the mainstream. I do think Frisch would have a shot at beating him.